Happy New
Year! We hope you all had an amazing Christmas and a Happy New Year. We are all doing well. Isaiah has started nursery, full days, and Faith is enjoying P1, so that means that I have a lot more time to be involved in base life.
We have some big news to share later in the video, but for now I think to limit chaos, we will be back in a moment. Okay, so it's just going to be me for the rest of the video as chaos levels rose substantially. I'm also realizing this is quite a ugly looking location. Whoa, look at those mountains. Okay, that's a bit better, isn't it? Okay, so sorry, this is the first newsletter in a little while. For those of you that follow our video updates, you would have seen in the YouTube channel that a video came out regarding how we finished last year and everything that was going on, but the email was never sent as life got on top of us a little bit too much. But feel free to go back and watch that, and hopefully this will update a little bit more about where we are and what's going on. So we finished last year beautifully. There was so much life going on in the mission. I got to go to North Africa and do some training for young leaders that we've been praying for a long time, and that was so powerful to see them encounter Jesus in incredible ways and leave stating that they feel more equipped than ever to go and lead in a difficult place and see people encounter Jesus in the wide variety of their contexts. We also hosted something called Homecoming, where we bring people from all over the world, but particularly the 1040 window, the difficult to reach places, to CMIL for restoration, for debrief, for input, to worship and community. And that was also really rich. We had hiking, we had our prayer room finished and our prayer rhythms continuing and going deeper, as that's the foundation of everything we do and what we want to build from. So it's been a privilege to see depth and growth in that area in us over the last season. Also, all sorts of new local outreach opportunities and teams coming through to impact Scotland itself, which again is a privilege to be a part of. And as we enter 2026 together, thank you so much for standing with us, for going along with us in what has been many years of rebuilding and rebuilding here at the mission, rebuilding after COVID and then rebuilding again a few years after that. And it feels as we enter 2026, there's something quite special happening in the mission. We've got the biggest staff intake that we've had in probably at least a decade, certainly the 7 years that I've been here. We've got the biggest DTS that we're about to run in February, in just a few weeks, the biggest since I've been here, but I believe the biggest in a decade, which is a privilege. We've already got trainees signed up for our September DTS. So this would be the first year since COVID that we'll be running 2 of those schools in a year. We've got our prayer room and the intimacy part of our community. It feels we're walking in greater authority in that place to mentor a generation in the place of intimacy and setting their gaze on Jesus. We've got teams coming through. We've got spiritual formations. We've got outreach into the land itself. We've got a lot of life flowing as we enter 2026, and it feels that it has been many years of hard plowing, and we're starting to see some beautiful things being birthed in and through our mission. But on to our big news as a family. So looking at this summer, it has all of a sudden completely changed for us, and we want to invite you to partner with us in it. So our discipleship training school will be doing an outreach in Cambodia. And again, this is the biggest discipleship training school that we've run in years, in a decade. And there was no outreach leader for Cambodia. And whilst praying, we were taken aback a little and felt that God called us as a family to lead a big chunk of that outreach to Cambodia. So this summer, we will be going to Cambodia for a month and a bit to help lead an outreach to one of our adopted people groups as a mission that we pray for regularly. From there, we also want to take the opportunity to fly to the Philippines. Janina has not been back to her homeland in a decade. And there's lots of things that she needs to do in the Philippines, lots of reunions, which will be sweet, but some practical things as well. So we want to get back to the Philippines again for the first time in a decade. And it feels that God's really on this. It was certainly not on our radar whatsoever. It wasn't even a desire last year, but God's really spoken very clearly into this. But for this to happen, we're going to need probably upwards of 5,000 plus pounds for flights to Cambodia, for flights to the Philippines, and for actually being there. So we're beginning a bit of a invitation that would you partner with the Garretts in seeing us head to Asia to both have Janina be home for the first time in a decade and the kids get to see and meet family, and for us to go to Cambodia, a people group that we pray for regularly, a people group that we love, and to lead our biggest discipleship training school on outreach. So this is what our summer is going to be looking like, which is pretty crazy to say right now. Please be praying with us as traveling the world with little kids. It does feel daunting, but it also feels right. So yes, please be praying for us. If you get any impressions, send them our way. And if you want to give, there's information on our newsletter. But thank you as always for partnering and praying with us. Looking forward to 2026 and all that God has for both CMIL and for our time out in Asia. All right. Oh, and also I'll probably be going to Albania for a North Africa Leaders Conference where we've been invited to come and meet a bunch of on-the-ground leaders. So, man, 2026, it's going to be wild, but bring it on. All right, bless you, and thank you again.
We're